I'm 78 years old. My name is Carla, and I need to tell you about the one word that ruined my life: tomorrow. I spent my entire existence saying tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll do it. Tomorrow I'll start. Tomorrow I'll change. Tomorrow I'll live. And now I'm 78, and I finally understand something that breaks my heart. Tomorrow never comes. The first tomorrow. I was 23 years old, fresh out of college, just got my first real job as a junior accountant, making decent money for the first time in my life. My girlfriend Maria wanted to get married. We'd been together since high school. She was ready. She had it all planned out. But I said, let's wait just a little longer. I want to get established in my career first. Maybe buy a house, get things settled. Then we'll get married. Tomorrow, I told her. We'll do it tomorrow. Maria waited. For 2 years, she waited. Then she met someone else. Someone who didn't need tomorrow. Someone who wanted to marry her today. She married him in 1969. I was 25. I told myself it was fine. I told myself there would be other women. I'd focus on my career first. Get ahead. Then I'd find someone. Tomorrow, the second tomorrow. By 30, I was doing well. Senior accountant, good salary, nice apartment. I'd saved some money. My father called me one Saturday morning. Carlos, he said, I'm getting old. I want to teach you how to fish, like my father taught me. Come with me next weekend. I was busy. I had work to catch up on. I had plans. Next month, Papa, I said. I promise. Next month we'll go fishing. Next month came. I was too busy. Soon, Papa. Soon. My father died of a heart attack 6 months later. He was 62. I never went fishing with him. At his funeral, I stood there thinking I should have gone. I should have made time. I'll make more time for family from now on. Tomorrow, I told myself. Tomorrow I'll be better. The third tomorrow. At 35, I got promoted to accounting manager. More money, more responsibility, more hours. I was working 60, 70 hours a week. Weekends, holidays. I told myself it was temporary, just until I made partner, just until I got to the next level. Then I'd slow down. Then I'd have time for a life. Tomorrow. My friends stopped inviting me to things. I always said no, always too busy, always working. By 40, I didn't really have friends anymore, just colleagues, people I worked with, people I talked about work with. I told myself that was fine. I'd make new friends later, when I had more time, when work slowed down. Tomorrow, the fourth tomorrow. At 45, I met Elena. Beautiful woman, kind, funny. She worked in the same building. We went on a few dates. It was nice, really nice. She wanted to get serious. She wanted commitment. She was 42. She wanted children. She didn't have time to waste. I panicked. I wasn't ready. I had just made partner. I was finally at the level I'd been working toward for 20 years. I wanted to enjoy it. I wanted to focus on my career. Maybe in a couple of years. I told her, let me get established as partner first. Then we can talk about marriage and kids. Elena didn't wait. She couldn't wait. At 42, she didn't have the luxury of tomorrow. She married someone else a year later. Had twins at 44. I was alone again. Tomorrow, I told myself, I'll find someone tomorrow. The fifth tomorrow. At 50, I started having health problems. Nothing serious, just minor things. Borderline high blood pressure. Borderline high cholesterol. 20 pounds overweight. My doctor said I should start exercising, change my diet, take better care of myself. I nodded. I agreed. I meant to do it. Tomorrow, I thought. I'll start tomorrow. Tomorrow became next week. Next week became next month. Next month became next year. By 55, the borderline problems weren't borderline anymore. I was on medication for blood pressure, for cholesterol. I'd gained another 15 pounds. My doctor was more stern. Carlos, you need to take this seriously. You need to make changes now. I nodded again. I agreed again. Tomorrow, I thought. The sixth tomorrow. At 60, I retired. Finally. After 37 years of working 60-hour weeks, I was done. I had savings. I had a good pension. I had time. All those things I'd been planning to do tomorrow. Now I could finally do them. I was going to travel, see Europe, see Asia, see all the places I'd always wanted to visit. I was going to learn guitar, take up painting, volunteer, make new friends. I was going to live, but I was tired, really tired. 37 years of 60-hour weeks had taken a toll. I thought I'd rest for a few months first, get my energy back, then I'd start living. Tomorrow. What actually happened? I rested for 6 months, then a year, then 2 years. I never booked the trip to Europe. It seemed too complicated, too expensive, too tiring. I'd do it next year, when I felt more energetic. I never learned guitar. I bought one. It's still in the closet. I told myself I'd start lessons soon. I never took up painting. I bought supplies. They're still in their packaging. I never volunteered. I looked into it. I told myself I'd sign up next month. I never made new friends. Everyone I knew was from work, and I wasn't working anymore. The years kept passing. 62, 64, 66, 68. I was still waiting, still planning, still saying tomorrow. And then I turned 70, and something shifted. I looked in the mirror one morning and saw an old man staring back at me. Really old, wrinkled, gray, tired. And I realized I'm running out of tomorrows. The wake-up call. At 72, I had a minor heart attack. Not massive, but enough to put me in the hospital for a week. Lying in that hospital bed, I started doing the math. I'm 72. If I'm lucky, I have maybe 10 years left. Maybe 15 if I'm really lucky. But those won't be good years. Not like the years I had and wasted. Those will be years of declining health, declining energy, declining everything. I thought about all the things I'd said I'd do tomorrow. I thought about Maria, about the family we could have had, about the life we could have built. I thought about my father, about the fishing trips we never took, about the conversations we never had. I thought about Elena, about the children we could have had, about the grandchildren I'd never have. I thought about all the places I never visited, all the hobbies I never started, all the friends I never made, and I realized tomorrow never came. All those tomorrows I kept waiting for, they never arrived. They turned into yesterdays, and now they're gone. What 78 feels like. I'm 78 now. 6 years after that heart attack. I live alone in a small apartment. I have no family, no children, no grandchildren. My days are empty. I wake up around 7, make coffee, read the paper, watch TV, eat lunch, nap, watch more TV, eat dinner, go to bed. Every day. The same. I tried to change things after the heart attack. I really tried. I booked a trip to Spain, but my health wasn't good enough. I had to cancel. I signed up for guitar lessons, but my arthritis made it too painful to play. I joined a volunteer organization, but I got tired too easily. I quit after 2 months. All those things I'd been planning to do tomorrow. By the time tomorrow finally came, I was too old, too sick, too tired to do them. The people I lost. Maria is still alive. She's 76. I saw her at a grocery store 2 years ago. She was with her husband. They'd been married 47 years. She had children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren. She looked happy, really happy. We talked for a few minutes, polite small talk. Then she left, and I stood there in that grocery store aisle, watching her walk away with her husband, and I thought, that could have been me. If I hadn't said tomorrow, if I'd married her when she wanted to, if I'd said yes instead of waiting, that life could have been mine. Elena is in her 70s too. I looked her up online. She's still married. Her twins are in their 30s now. She has grandchildren. Another life that could have been mine if I hadn't waited, if I'd said yes instead of tomorrow. My friends from my 20s and 30s, the ones I pushed away because I was always working, I tried to reconnect with some of them a few years ago. Most of them didn't remember me. or didn't care. They had their own lives, their own families. I'd become a stranger. The math, I wish I'd done. Here's what I finally understand at 78. Tomorrow isn't guaranteed. I spent my whole life acting like I had unlimited time, like there would always be another chance, another opportunity, another tomorrow. But life doesn't work that way. When you're 25 and you say tomorrow, you might actually have tomorrow. When you're 45 and you say tomorrow, you're running out of tomorrows. When you're 65 and you say tomorrow, tomorrow might not come. Or if it does, you might not be healthy enough to do what you planned. And when you're 78 like me, you realize, I already used up all my tomorrows. I used them up waiting for the perfect time that never came. What you need to understand, if you're reading this and you're in your 30s, 40s, 50s, even 60s, listen to me. Stop saying tomorrow. That thing you want to do it today. Not next month, not next year. Today. That person you want to call them today. That trip you want to take, book it today. That hobby you want to start it today. That conversation you need to have it today. Because tomorrow is a lie we tell ourselves. Tomorrow is the word we use to avoid living today. And one day you're going to wake up and realize, I ran out of tomorrows, and all I have left are regrets. The things I'll never do. I'll never see Europe. My health won't allow it now. I'll never learn to play guitar. My hands don't work well enough anymore. I'll never have children. I'm 78. That ship sailed decades ago. I'll never have grandchildren. No children means no grandchildren. I'll never build the kind of friendships that take years to develop. I don't have years anymore. I'll never experience the kind of love that comes from building a life with someone. I'm too old, too set in my ways, too alone. All of these things were possible. At various points in my life, they were all possible. But I kept saying tomorrow, and tomorrow never came. What I see now, I look at people in their 40s and 50s, and I want to shake them. I see them putting off things, waiting for the right time, saying someday, and eventually, and when things settle down, and I want to scream. Things never settle down. The right time never comes. Someday is just another word for never. Do it now, while you can, while you have your health, while you have energy, while the people you love are still alive. Because I promise you, tomorrow is not guaranteed. My warning to you, I'm 78 years old. I probably have a few years left, maybe 5, maybe 10 if I'm very lucky. And those years will be spent alone, in a small apartment, with nothing but regrets and what-ifs. I could have had a different life. I could have had a wife, children, grandchildren, friends, adventures, memories. I could have lived, but I spent my whole life waiting for tomorrow. And now, I'm out of tomorrows. Don't do what I did. Don't wait. Don't say tomorrow. Do it today, right now, this moment. Because this moment is all you actually have. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. I'm Carlos. I'm 78 years old. And I spent my life waiting for a tomorrow that never came. Don't make my mistake.